Good morning. It's a good day to be a bull. Okay. Trump and Starmer are about to go live. Cool. What's up, Matthew? Good morning, Nick. Yeah, that's a thing I saw on a TV at the gym. I have no idea if there's implications for crypto for that, so cool. Hello, Murchie. Hello, LaBelle. Only cool for me because I'm English. Oh, yeah, okay. Yes. Good morning, Eric. How you feeling after the rate cut? It was priced in. Exactly what was expected was priced in. I think now a we can be free. We can not worry about, oh no, it's going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news event, or oh no, what if just the market does an instant dump after the rate cut? Yeah. So, yeah, Russell 2000, it's almost there. It's almost at its all-time high, Matthew. That's huge. That's a good sign. Guys, we're on track. I know every day it's a grind. I know sentiment is still low, but it's clear to me that we are just on track. That's all that matters. We're on track. However long it takes, I know a lot of people are like, oh no, the clock is ticking. It has to happen in October, November. And I think we're going to get some really good moves in October, November, but it doesn't have to happen like that. So VET finally looking above the 200-day. Yeah, 200-day and then 0.02655 is a major level here. So on the other side of that, I'm in a long on Vchain. I've been in a long for a couple weeks now, and I was down on it for a while. I think I'm up on it now. I have no interest in closing that long anytime soon. So, all right, Pengu's running. XRP Guru, I made an XRP video before going live. Like I hit publish on that video just a couple days ago, or a couple minutes ago, a couple days ago. Yeah, Pengu's running. I see Pengu. Yeah, breaking through the 786 hopefully here. So that looks like a good handle. It looks like it's formed a perfect handle on a cup and handle. Yeah, VET accumulation is long as well. Yeah. So, all right, you long the uni at 9.3. Where would I close? Man. Maybe take a little bit, like take 25% off the table at 983. But after that, I'd set the stop loss at break even and then let it ride. Maybe hopefully to like 1248 or something. So Ponky, man, I haven't looked at Ponky in a while. What level's a good buy on Epic Chain if I missed an entry? Oh man. It's so new that, it's like, could it get down to 210 again or something like that? Sure, but I can't really give you one. Ponky doesn't look strong. A lot of meme coins, guys, understand the system here. A lot of meme coins are just... They show no signs of life right now, but like once we get into the rotation out of like top 50 altcoins, I think meme coins are going to do very well. So Borg, never heard of Borg. Yeah, Ryan, I didn't go live yesterday. I'm sorry. I was tired. Maybe you could accuse me of being lazy. Oh, don't buy Borg. It's up huge, It already had its breakout. I'd wait for a consolidation. But I was tired and I knew what questions I was going to get. It was going to drive me crazy which is like, what do you think's going to happen after the rate cuts? That like every second question was going to be that. So I just decided not to go live. Why after 9.8 let it ride? Can you explain? Because we're beyond every major hurdle that we've been trying to cross. You know, the unemployment report, the CPI report, the PPI report, the rate cuts. Now we have some breathing room, and the fourth quarter is generally very bullish. And I expect the fourth quarter again to be bullish this year. So with same deal, meme coins, please don't spam. My goodness, Manu. It's the same deal with WIF as it is for anything else. This meme coins will have their time, not yet. Peak. So, I mean, this chart up until a week ago looked just flat out dead. Now it's showing some signs of life. You know, volume's picked up a little bit. This might be, you know, it might be a decent one to grab and hope that we're going to go parabolic here. HD3. Thanks for the follow. Alex, I'm 100% up on Doge. Should I take profits? You should take some profits. I'd take like 25% off the table. Now, I do think that Doge is primed. So, and I know, like, you hear me say that. You hear me say Doge is primed, and it's going to really hurt to take profits when the expectation is sure that we could see Doge at 50 cents in October or something like that. But, like, honestly, you should take some profits. Take something off the table. Which alts would you recommend at this moment? 11 through 50 in market cap. 11 through, and if Vchain is not in the top 50, also Vchain. But more OGs. Not as much the newer utility coins. So more like OGs 11 through 50. There's some other ones that I'd say are good plays as well. But for the most part, OGs and Dogecoin. And I'd also include Cardano in there. Cardano's top 10. Eigenlayer. All right, so it's up a decent amount over the last week. It's only up 25%. This actually looks pretty good. I don't know anything about it, but the chart looks pretty good. So you want to get some Eigenlayer. I don't think it's a terrible time. Peak deepen narration. Recession coming in 6 months. 6 to 12 months. Matt, I agree with you. So let's ride this for as long as we ride it, and then let's take lots of profits. 3 rate cuts this year, most likely. Sell and go away at the end of the calendar year. Last I checked, it was 2, and I would say I'm looking. Either it's, in my opinion, it's going to be a local top, or it's going to be the top for altcoins, but then Bitcoin will go higher eventually. Yeah, I would say I'm probably going to exit a lot of my crypto in the fourth quarter. 6 to 8 months. Yeah. Pengu goated. Okay. Oh, thoughts on Kita. Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you for that super chat. That on somebody else's live stream, read between the lines here. This guy, good looking guy, looks a lot like me, has a live stream on YouTube, World War Bitcoin. If you want to see the live stream on YouTube, go to YouTube. You won't be able to chat in that live stream, but you can watch it. World War Bitcoin. Thoughts on Kita. Is this older than that? No, maybe. All right, so I'm not in. I mean, what's up with this, man? I can't say I'm in love with the chart. But could it be that we're seeing something like this, and this is actually a perfect time to buy? Maybe it is, especially if October and November are bullish, and hopefully December as well. It may be that's the time. It's just like, I'm not a big fan of catching a falling knife. What I'd rather do is wait for, some kind of a reversal in the stochastic here on the daily, and see the purple cross over the white, and then I'd buy. So that's kind of my mindset with that. Can you say some entry levels on alts to buy after a pullback? I mean, what alts? I eventually over time. Over this live stream, do you see any pullback here before it goes up? I think we're good to go for the rest of the month. You know, grinding higher, not big explosive move higher, but you know, I have an Ethereum video. I already made it. I'm going to publish it probably after this live stream. And here's my mindset with Ethereum. And I think it's going to be indicative of the rest of the altcoins. Oh, Foregone, you're killing me, man. So, all right, listen to this, okay? So in 2021, Ethereum struggled at its all-time high for a while and then broke through. And then it broke through very aggressively, but then it dumped really hard and did a back test of its previous all-time high. So I could see Ethereum getting up to like 5,500 or 6,000 or maybe even higher than that, and then having a pretty heavy dump back down to about 4,800, which a lot of people would be like, oh, that's the top, it was over. But I don't think that's going to be it. So do I anticipate some kind of pullback? Yeah, after we see a new all-time high for Ethereum and it break out. And a lot of alts would get hit pretty hard at that time. So, you know, brace yourselves for that. Foregone, triple witching, no, absolutely not. Triple witch, the first time I ever heard of triple witching, it was like, oh no, what's this? What's this triple witching? Oh, that sounds really scary. And then nothing happened. And then every other time since then, I've heard people bring up a triple witching. I'm like, oh, and I'm mocking those people. Oh, it's going to be the worst thing ever. It's Armageddon. And nothing ever happens with a stupid triple witching, man. You know, but people are gonna bring that up and be like, you know, oh, the market's going to dump, triple witching. Thank you, Momo. So sorry, I've missed a lot of stuff. Thank you, Star. I missed a lot of comments. I can't keep up already. What's the target for XRP before ETFs in October? And is XRP going down after ETFs? Well, let me look up. Here's the question. Does who are they? The ETFs. I need to look. Does Grayscale own any XRP? I'm just going to Google that. Does Grayscale own XRP? Grayscale offers exposure to XRP both through its Grayscale XRP Trust. So here's a concern. I'm bullish on XRP no matter what. But with Ethereum, it took something like 6 months after the ETFs launched before Ethereum went net positive because of Grayscale selling. So it could be the same thing around this time again. So I would really just count the XRP ETF as a nothing. It's not going. I don't think it's going to have any significant impact on XRP's price, but it doesn't matter. My XRP target is $8.92 right now. And that would be my absolute highest target for XRP. I don't think it's going a penny higher than $8.92. So, thoughts on Toshi? William Watson scared you with the triple witching? Oh, I have a great deal of respect for William Watson. I haven't watched any of his videos in a long time. A lot of stuff that I have heard that William Watson has said has not come true. Now again, let me be clear. I'm not judging William Watson at all when I say that. And the reason why I'm not judging him is because I'm hearing that secondhand. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. So, and that's recently. That's not. I think William Watson's a very smart dude, and he's somebody worth taking into consideration what he says. I mean, the previous thing that I heard he said before that was Bitcoin was going to go down to $105,000 or something like that. Maybe it was lower than that. I don't know. And I gave you guys the exact bottom for Bitcoin, and it happened on September 1st. It was the 20-week SMA. And so why was I focused on the 20-week SMA? Well, every year Bitcoin has, literally every year Bitcoin has some kind of interaction with its 20-week simple moving average. And every year after the halving, Bitcoin goes down to its 20-week simple moving average, and that holds as support. In 2021, that was later on in the month. That kind of threw me off a little bit. That was later on in the month. But in 2025, that was literally September 1st, and then we haven't touched the 20-week SMA since then. So the 20-week SMA was $108,000 at that time. We weren't going to go down to 105 unless it was a massive wick. So based on previous triple witching event, market always dumped. Okay, you know, that's fine. That's fine. And then we recovered. And how long did it dump? I don't know. I did not put pumpkin spice in my coffee. I'm not white. I'm not a white woman. So bullish Alex is uplifting. Cool. He's been wrong. Like, I mean, lately. I mean, literally, I just haven't watched anything. So, all right. Alvarez was also hyping the triple witching. I just, guys, you know, maybe there's something to it. I just remember the first time I ever heard triple witching, I got unreasonably scared. And that's the biggest application from this. Just don't get, who cares? Whatever happens, it's just noise. Do you think AVAX will bring higher returns than ETH over the next few months? Yes. I was almost about to say 100%. There's no 100% for anything. Watch my Ethereum update video when I make it. And if you were watching the other guy on YouTube right now, Wink, the other guy, good-looking guy who looks a lot like me, the channel World War Bitcoin. Oh my goodness, yeah, AVAX looks great. What you would see is I'm going to pull up a chart, or sorry, not me, the other guy, and he gave a projection that I 100% agree with that has shown that Ethereum, in comparison to Total 3, the total altcoin market cap minus Ethereum, it is now in a downtrend. And he drew a projection showing exactly what should happen with Ethereum versus Total 3, which means not that Ethereum's in a downtrend. Ethereum's going to continue to go up, but altcoins are going to outperform Ethereum. A large majority of altcoins from here are going to outperform Ethereum, and that is with Ethereum potentially getting to $7,000 to $10,000, you know, something like that. So, do I have AVT? I do not. Dogecoin after ETF. Another thing, does Grayscale own Dogecoin? I hope they don't. Yes, Grayscale holds Dogecoin. All right. So it's the same deal. It's nothing burger. You know, it's they might unload some Dogecoin, and I would just say don't expect the kind of impact on an XRP ETF or a Dogecoin ETF that we got on the Bitcoin ETF. It's probably more likely going to be a similar impact as the Ethereum ETF, which was pretty much non-existent until they started going net positive. Excuse me. All right. Polkadot fixed supply they voted for. Do you think it will perform well? All right. Personal feelings aside, I'm not a huge fan of Polkadot, but I've been talking about this chart. The chart looks bullish. The chart looks very bullish. The chart looks, let me correct myself. The chart looks bullish. It's finally broken through a lot of levels of resistance. And I think from here, there's really not all that much. I think it's going to break its 2024 peak. At least, you know, 2024 peak is around $12. It's at $4.55 right now. So, you know, it's probably going to go higher than that, but that's kind of a conservative outlook. So, yeah. Jasmine, 10 cents. My target's 11.5 cents. Will we see huge cash in September and extreme rally after? We're not going to see a huge crash in September. We will see. I think what's going to happen is rally, crash, rally. Crash. All right, crash, okay? Not it's over crash, not, but something that, you know, somebody's going to get on X and be like, see, I told you it's over. You know, the Bears are going to run some victory laps, and all it's going to be is a higher low. So are you holding DOT? I am not, and I should have. I made a video last week talking about Polkadot and how it looked bullish, and it's higher since then. And I wish that I bought some at that time. I'm probably going to open a long at some point soon on Polkadot. What do you think of Calvin Hill saying it's possible for Bitcoin to go to 90K? When? When is Bitcoin going to go to 90K? Are we like, I don't know what he's saying. I don't watch Calvin Hill. If he's talking about eventually, then sure. If he's talking about within the next month, I couldn't disagree more. And Calvin Hill, I have anything that you guys have brought to me in regards to something that Calvin Hill has said, because again, I don't watch him. Like, I can't think of a time that he's been right and I've been wrong. I literally cannot think of one time. So I disagree with him, but I don't know his timeline. Why do you like Jasmine? I like the chart. And their tokenomics are much better than they were in 2021. Way, way better. ICP to $20, that's kind of on the high end. Or not, sorry, that's kind of around, not on the high end. That's about where I don't think it would go much higher than that. XLM to $2, maybe I'd think more than $1, like around $1, but maybe a little higher than that. Could API 3 reach $31? No, that's more than a 30x from here. I like API 3 right now though. So target for Solana, I don't really have a target for Solana. Yeah, I don't really have a target for Solana. I made a video in early 2024 giving like a $694 target for Solana. I think that would be absolute best case scenario. Really, top 10 cryptos, your bang for your buck isn't really there anymore. Think about it. A lot of these other cryptos are still near their bear market bottoms, but we have, Bitcoin hit an all-time high, Ethereum barely broke through its all-time high. Binance hit an all-time high, and it's still in price discovery. XRP already hit an all-time high. Solana hit an all-time high. Tron hit an all-time high. Those are already at all-time highs. Well, a lot of these other coins like Avalanche is still very close to much closer to its bottom than it is to its previous peak. So like, why do you even? What's the deal with even asking about Solana? And you're talking to somebody who has a lot of Solana, but it's mostly I'm just holding on to it right now until it's time to rotate that soul into meme coins. Arbitrum looking nice. What do you think? Yeah, I made a video on Arbitrum last week. The chart, I'm not a big fan of Arbitrum, but the chart looks good. Chart looks really solid. It's just holding support, grinding higher. So yeah. What do you think about IMX? Ooh, that's another. I'm kind of kicking myself with IMX. Now, IMX, terrible tokenomics. Absolutely, just abysmal tokenomics. But it's another one. Chart looks good. And now it's cleared a lot of hurdles. And I wouldn't be surprised. It's at 80 cents. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it at $1.20 within a few weeks here. It's 50% gain. Where does it go after that? I don't know. I tend to think it won't break its 2024 high because of their tokenomics. It peaked in March of 2024 at $3.73 or $3.76. So will most crypto do an all-time high? No, not even close. I'm not looking at all-time highs for a lot of these cryptos. I'm looking at their 2024 peak and trying to figure out if they're going to go beyond those 2024 peaks. So didn't they do their last unlock? Oh, maybe they did. I don't know. Yeah, I haven't looked at IMX's tokenomics in a while, Jonathan. So good question. That's a good thing to figure out. What do you think of Omni Network? Chart looks good. I mean, it's down a lot from when it launched, but I mean, recently, this chart looks really good. So I mean, listen, I'm looking at these altcoin charts. A lot of them are looking solid. A lot of them, this is a good season. I made a video last week. Now is the time to buy altcoins, and now I'm looking at these charts, and a lot of them are just strong, man. They're just. There's still, a lot of the small caps, like if you're talking about under $50 million market cap, they probably still look pretty bad. But eventually they'll turn around. Rotating SOL into meme coins and not real profit is exactly how people lose everything. That exact play. Crypto machinery. Of all the things that I couldn't. So, well, no, I'm not going to say I agree 100% with. I disagree 100% with you. A lot of people will lose money doing that. I don't trust most people doing that. I trust myself. All right, and I trust that when the meme coins pump, it's going to be astronomical. So I'm not missing out on that. And how much of my profits am I going to rotate into meme coins? It's not like I'm just going to absolutely ape in, but you know, I'm not missing out on that. There's no way. Hello, DevTuber. Any thoughts on Aster, a competitor to Hype? Never heard of it. Let's see. I mean, the chart doesn't look anything like Hype's chart, man. I don't know, man. If I'm looking at the right chart, this thing looks dead, but maybe eventually it'll do something. Can VET reach $1? No. Zero. I don't want to say zero chance to anything, but VET's not reaching $1. October peak, what do you think? I tend to think no. I think it's just like, you know, we're on the brink of breaking out. I mean, you know, Russell 2000 and Ethereum, they're on the brink. And so it would probably happen that it would take like 7 or 8 weeks after that breakout. So that would put us, you know, let's say it breaks out here next week. Let's just say next week. I don't know. Let's just for the fun of it, let's say next week. I think mid to late November would be the peak for altcoins. We'll see. I mean, it could go longer than that. When would you sell gold? I sold gold. I made a video, the wife indicator. My wife started talking to me about like she was experiencing some FOMO with gold. And the next day I sold all my gold. I don't think gold has much higher to go before some kind of a correction. But listen, I'm going to acquire a lot of gold at the right time. All right, so I think we're about done here with gold. I wouldn't be surprised even if 3,700 was the peak. You can see I drew a projection. I think it'll go down to like 2,500 or so, and then from there over the remainder of the decade get to $10,000. I know you don't like to make predictions prices, but if you could take profit prices, Pendle would appreciate it. I got it in Pendle at 323. Okay, Adrian. Pendle. For those of you on TikTok, again, I couldn't recommend this other guy's live stream. This really, you know, very good looking guy. Go to World War Bitcoin on YouTube, and he is live right now. And he's looking at a lot of the same, you know, all the same charts that I'm looking at on my screen, kind of a copycat, you know, but now, all right, $3.23, you know, you should probably be thinking about taking some profit soon, maybe at $6 or so, take 25% off the table. After that, man, I need to really clean up this chart, but 1.618 retrace from its bear market bottom would be another good level. So 12, you know, $10. I'd take more than half off the table at that point. And then let the rest ride. See where it goes from there. Near protocol price targets. I don't really have one, but I am in a long on Near, and I'm holding that long for a while. So where do you buy your gold? So I'll say two things. One, I have no problem buying the ETF, the GLD ETF. But two, there's this amazing baseball card shop near me. They don't sell anything on eBay, and they have gold, they have silver, they have a lot of stuff like that. So that's kind of my go-to place. Their prices are pretty good. Favorite platform to use for crypto? There is none. I have lots of different places. You know, I have Phantom, Soulflare, Bitmart, Bitunix. For leverage trading, it's Bitmart and Bitunix. I have Trust Wallet, I have MetaMask, Coinbase. They all serve their purpose. So there is no favorite. How many coins do you think you need to hold? 10, 20, 50, or 100? Not 100, but it depends. It depends more on your capacity. This is the same thing I say every time. If you work full time and you have a family, maybe 10. If you're single and you're able to look at charts all day, thank you, John Hawkins, for the gifts. Thank you guys for the gifts. Guys, you got to be hitting the follow on TikTok if you're not following me. I've been at this for years. I know my account is small here. My main account got banned because somebody's trying to extort money off of me, but not just me, but a lot of other people. So, but anyway, if you are single and you have time, you look at all you do is look at charts all day, then sure, hold lots and lots of coins. It depends on your capacity. Is MetaMask safe? I haven't had any problems with MetaMask. Jasby hitting 50 cents, 15 cents. I say 11.5 cents. When Bitcoin and crypto going up in top of bull market. Islam, I appreciate you being here. I hope you you can gain something from this live stream. Well, so here's the thing that I'll say. I don't quite understand your question. I know you hate DOT, but do you see a breakout coming? Yeah, thank you for the super chat. I did already talk about Polkadot, and I'm not in a long on Polkadot. Yes, I do. I already mentioned this. Dot's chart looks great. Yeah, I mean it's blown through some really heavy levels of resistance that it's been fighting through for a while. I mean it's been months, and now Dot looks good to go. So thank you again. Thank you guys for the follow. What's your exit plan? Don't really have an exit plan. Manchester City W today. They're playing Napoli. I'm a big De Bruyne fan, but I mean they've been struggling, man. You know what? I'm gonna say no. I hate to say it, but all right. So my exit plan. I don't really have a plan. I have some psychological things that I'm thinking about. You know, a big one being you see 1,000 people in this live stream, I'm out. You see Coinbase #1 app in the App Store, or if it gets in the top 10, I'll be very cautious. But if you see it get up to #1, I'm out. I will, in general, just take profits. You know, charting wise, if you see others top, outside of the top 10 crypto altcoins outside of the top 10, if you see it go like this, the moment it sees any weakness, I'm out. So those are kind of my signals. When will bull market be done? Oh, okay, yeah. For altcoins, I think it's going to be a couple months here. So, are you in gold miners? Yeah, I have a lot of gold miners, DevTuber, and I'm just holding on for dear life with those. I'm holding those for years, maybe even a decade, honestly. Although I did sell one of them. There was one that I'm up so much on. I was just like, I'm going to sell it, and if it shoots off like crazy, then my loss. But I have a lot of gold miners. I have the GDXJ, the junior miners ETF. So yeah, that's kind of my alt season with metals is I think a lot of those gold miners and silver miners as well are going to go parabolic, and it's a lot easier of a hold. It's a lot safer of a hold. You can sleep at night. So Brett, we got rate cuts last year and the day after it printed its highest volume day. What's up? All right. What's up with Brett's volume today? All right. 9%. It's up 9% today. Probably worth acquiring some Brett for sure, man. Now, it did not print a super high volume. I mean, so volume over the last 10 days for Brett is elevated. That's a good sign. Yeah, Brett, thank you for bringing that to my radar. I might buy some Brett after this live stream. I wouldn't long it right now. It might be up against some resistance. It wouldn't be shocking if it went down a little bit, but buying some spot Brett, that seems like a good idea to me. It just did it again. Yeah, it was okay. Well, at the end of this day, volume might actually end up. Yeah, you might be right about that. Do you like suey? I have a big bag of suey, so I like it. I'm not expecting suey. I think suey is a safer play, even though it is kind of newer utility. I'm not expecting suey to go to a 10x from here. That's not my play. My play with suey is like, can it, I think it's going to double from here. I think it could triple from here. I'm selling, and when that time comes, I have a bag of suey and Dogecoin the play for me is I am selling it when it gets to the equivalent amount of my kids' tuition at their school. I'm selling it and paying off my kids' tuition at school. So the chart looks very good right now. The chart looks bullish. Why don't you go to that church where you get the free coffee? Man, that's a great idea. I might do that later today now that I think about it. Yeah, man, I forgot about that. Yeah, I mean, the nature of the videos that I make, it requires a desktop. So thank you for the reminder. I'm going to go to that mega church, a church that I would never step foot in for a service because they're just too squishy. But I'm going to go to the mega church and get some free coffee. 1,000 people in this live stream, you're out. I am out. I am OUT. I am selling all my crypto on that day, literally. And the reason why, again, if you're new to this live stream, here's a reason why you should follow me, even if you hate me. Come to my live streams. You see 1,000 people in the live stream. Get out. All right. May of 2021. There was one day I had 30,000 followers on my old account, even though this account has 5,000 followers or something like that. There will be 1,000 people in my live stream because of the TikTok algorithm. All right. 30,000 followers on the day of the peak, on the day of the peak of my portfolio. I'll say it like that. We got to 1,000 people in the live stream. November of 2021, again, on the day of the peak of my portfolio, the day we got to 1,000 people in the live stream. March of 2024, it was 2 days. 2 days. We got to 1,000 people in the live stream, and then it was over. We get to 1,000 people. December, we did not get to 1,000 people in the live stream. So what did I do? I sold when I started seeing weakness in the charts. I sold 40%. I wish I sold more. So keep that in mind. All right, Chinese stocks breaking out. Yeah, I have like a few $100s in a Chinese ETF. So I saw somebody talking about NIO, the electric car company there. I mean, the price is still super down from its 2021 peak, but NIO looks really good. Not NIO USD, NIO. Is this? Yeah, that's it, right? Oh man, I wish I bought some of this earlier. I mean, but it's still way down, so maybe it has some room to go. Good advice. This isn't your main account. You think 1,000 people in your live still holds? Yes, sir. Is Algo worth a hold? Algo, yeah, you didn't hit 1,000 last year because it wasn't the end of the bull run, except I did in March. So Algo, here's the thing with Algorand, and I think a lot of these ISOs, I think they're going to drive you crazy because some other things are going to outperform them short term, and then out of nowhere they're going to explode. So yeah, you want to hold Algorand. Here's the question: will you be patient enough to hold Algorand? You got to ask yourself that question. If you're not patient enough, don't hold it. Can Yearn Finance retrace from its all-time high? Maybe at 236. That's like the lowest level. Did you cover Toshi? Toshi pumped really hard. It's a gamble now. It's a gamble. So if you want to get in Toshi, I'd say wait for a chop a little bit. Are we going to get retest or keep climbing? I think for the rest of this month, we're going to climb. We're going to grind higher. Did you discuss ADA? I did not. I mean, ADA probably looks fine. Yeah, ADA looks solid. I like ADA right now. Cardano. I hold a little bit of Cardano. Danny O, thank you for the follow. I am running to the sell button if I see that many people in lives. Yeah. Where would someone invest in gold, silver miners? Just they're publicly traded companies on Robinhood or Webull, something like that. Fidelity, wherever you trade stocks or have stocks. How high can Foxy go? I haven't looked at Foxy in a long time. Foxy. All right, thoughts on Tau. Give me a second. It's too hard to say. I mean, the chart doesn't look amazing right now, but it's too hard to say. It's too new. All right, Tau and Crow. So Tau went down to a level that if I was paying attention, I would have bought a lot of Tau, but that's over. And now, yeah, Tau looks pretty good. You know, above some level, some resistance here. You can see kind of a triangle formation forming on Tau. Guys, I also want to say this. I'm going to do some chart requests on my YouTube, on my X account. On my X account. WW Bitcoin. Go there and hit the follow button. And then I'm actually just going to do that right now. I'm going to type out a tweet or a post on X. And this afternoon, I'm going to respond to as many chart requests as I can get to. I'm typing that on my X account. WW Bitcoin. WW Bitcoin. I'll respond to as many as possible today. Okay. So Tau, yeah, Tau looks good. You can see kind of a wedge formation forming. So where do we go from here? I actually wouldn't be surprised if Tau, if this was it for Tau, it made it up one more time and then broke through and back tested and then went higher. Something like that for Tau. And then Crow, XRP at $7. I think it'll get there. Yeah. Crypto.com. Yeah, crypto. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's bottomed. Maybe. Because I warned you guys about Crow, that after the big explosive move, we saw it get up to 38.7 cents, that I thought it could go down as low as 20 cents. Now, it got as low as 22.4 cents. That might be it. That might be the bottom. We'll see. I'd want to wait a little bit longer for Crow just to see. Can't pin it as I'm not mod. Okay, V, I'm going to pin you. Or I'm going to not pin you. I'm going to mod you. So thank you, V. Yeah, let's see. There we go. Thank you, V. You've been a good friend. Hey, Alex, you found me. Thank you for the follow. Please help me with loop ring. What about Bitcoin miners riot? Yeah, you know what, man? All right, let me get to loop ring first. And it's really interesting with the Bitcoin miners. Thank you for the follow, guys. Really interesting with the Bitcoin miners. Oh, my goodness. But, all right, loop ring, you know, it's trying, man. It's fighting. I'm not in love with it just yet, but you'd be stupid to sell loop ring right now. So, all right. So, Riot blockchain. Here's the deal, man. Riot... What's this? What is this pump? It's been so weird with these Bitcoin miners. I have been selling cash secured puts on Riot, but I'm getting a little bit cautious about that because I'm afraid of a correction. And so that's all I've been doing with Riot blockchain. I bought a lot of Bitcoin miners in the bear market. I wish I just bought MicroStrategy because the Bitcoin miners did okay, but MicroStrategy did like a 30x. So now, if I were to choose between between Riot and Marathon and the other Bitcoin miners or MicroStrategy, right now it's a no-brainer. Right now, it's the Bitcoin miners. So MFL, you say Marathon is better. I agree with you, but when I'm trading options on Riot blockchain. And the reason why I'm doing it is because of the fact that it's actually a slower mover. I would rather be trading options on a slower mover than buying and holding. Like I would buy and hold Marathon. I would trade options on Riot. Thank you, Max, for that follow. I've been for years a long-term holder. Can you please give me an exit price for Algo? Somewhere around $1. I haven't done enough analysis to give you an exit price. All right, SXT. Yeah, SXT. It's just something I don't really pay attention to. It looks all right. I mean, it looks like it bottomed out earlier this month. It's too new. You know, I just can't really give analysis for cryptos that are too new, and I don't know what kind of market cap this has or anything. All right, so LCX, somebody asked about LCX. You know, it's the same thing. So it's holding support. It's holding support at the 200-day moving average. It's a good sign. But, you know, after finally breaking out above that level, it's just been grinding down. And you can't really even call it an ABC correction. It's just like, blah, you know. So eventually, the thing about LCX, I mean, it'll bore you to death and then it'll rip out of nowhere. I mean, I would say manipulation, you know. Let's see, when this alt season, Q4, sure. Alt season, alt moment, alt something, Q4, yes. All right, Cello. Cello does not, I wouldn't touch Cello yet. Eventually, sure, but it just, yeah, no. Thoughts on AVAX? Very bullish on AVAX. I mentioned last week I bought $1,000 worth of Avalanche. I made a video last week. I gave a projection. I gave two different projections actually. I think it's going to follow my more bullish projection now that I'm looking at it. Avalanche has a lot of ground to make up. So I should have bought more AVAX, man. But I think AVAX looks right now like I think what Polkadot and Vchain would look like in a few weeks. So keep that in mind. Possibly $4 for ADA. It's possible. I would not hold on to Cardano. I'd be taking profits along the way, you know, but, you know, yeah, maybe. Compound. What's up with Compound? Ooh, Compound, $45.81. Give it some time. I mean, yeah, sure. The floor's rising. It's been rising for like 6 months. But it's just not doing, it's not like there's no volume's low. There's no signs. Eventually, yeah, this is going to do something. If you want to be patient, yeah, buy some Compound. What's a reasonable exit price for Solana? I don't know. That's not the play for me. Solana is my gas for other cryptos, you know? Sorry, I am sorry about that. I just, overall feelings about the market and how bullish are you feeling? I am bullish. All right, so somebody got on a call with me yesterday, which I'm hesitant to say that because I think a lot of you are going to ask me to get on a one-on-one call, and I'm going to charge for that, but I just don't enjoy calls. But let me keep going. I laid out with him two different scenarios. Scenario number one, and they're both bullish, but one is bullish for the next couple months, and then one is like absolute pandemonium, blow off top bullish, a blow off top that would peak like a year from now with lots of ups and downs between then. So scenario number one is involving the rate cuts. So, and RM, I'll get to you in a second here. So we're cutting into weakness. We're cutting into a weakening employment environment. Last year, we cut into strength, you know, at least the facade of strength, okay? We cut into strength. This year, we're cutting into weakness. When we cut into weakness, what usually happens, what has happened every time, is within, you know, something like 6 to 12 months, we've entered a recession. In 2008, when we cut into weakness, 2007 actually, the stock market rose for 2 months, and then it peaked, and then it started going down. It wasn't, It wasn't, in 2 months, people were still bullish. They were still like, oh yeah, we're going to go higher. But no, that was the peak. And then we went down. And so scenario number one is that we're going to rally for 2 months and then it's going to be over. And I wouldn't be surprised at all, especially if altcoins rallied pretty hard, if that was just it for altcoins for this cycle. Scenario number two, very important. It focuses on the business cycle and the liquidity cycle. For those of you who've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I have been a skeptic of the 4-year halving cycle. Not of the cycle itself, but of 4-year halving cycle theory. And it's weird because 2025, I have been proven wrong with Bitcoin. The 4-year halving cycle has shown itself to be a true thing with Bitcoin still. It does have some effect. But with altcoins, I have been fully vindicated. It's been a disaster 2025. Everyone was telling you that 2025 was going to be this year where all your wildest dreams are going to come true and you're going to make life-changing gains. How's that gone for you? But what I've been preaching since 2022 is that what we're doing is we're following liquidity cycles in the business cycle. And the business cycle is just now after being in red territory. It's just now peaking out and turning green. And according to that hypothesis, it doesn't make sense for us to be done in 2 months. Now, it doesn't make sense for the stock market to be done in 2 months. It doesn't make sense for Bitcoin to be done in 2 months. Altcoins are like 99% a scam. So it may be that altcoins are done in 2 months. But Bitcoin, anything that has an ETF, large caps, Binance, maybe XRP, those may not be done in 2 months. But then what happens, let's say we hit some kind of a peak. All the people with this 4-year cycle mind virus, they're going to leave and they're going to be like, all right, I'll see you in a year. And I'm going to buy in the bear market. And then they're going to get and so maybe we'll go down in early 2026. And then these people are going to expect us to continue to go down in early 2026. And then they're just going to get annihilated. They're going to be sidelined in a major way. All right, I've spent way too much on that. Can we still enter AVAX or wait for a pullback? I'd say it's fine to enter AVAX in general, but it is at resistance right now. So, I wouldn't wait too long for a pullback, maybe $30 or something. I can't type on YouTube. Yeah, I'm in a member live stream on YouTube, but been in Riot for a while and recently added Marathon and BTDR and breakouts. Sounds good. Do you see WorldCoin and WLFI having a future? I'm a little bit of a skeptic of WLFI. WorldCoin, I don't know, man. Chart looks good. I mean, it looks like it's bottomed out. I shorted that big pump. Looks like it's bottomed out. So I am a little bit nervous about their tokenomics. I just entered, bro. Did you update on Ondo? I did not know. What's up with Ondo? Last I saw, Ondo looked pretty good. Ondo. Yeah, Ondo. I would have no problem buying Ondo right at this moment. It looks good. My neighbor Alice. Yeah, good luck with that. Let's see what's up with my neighbor Alice. That's a junk coin. That's like a quintessential junk coin. Yeah, sure. You want to get in now. It's not going to go all that much lower. But yeah, have fun with that. Good luck. How many Pudgy Penguins do you have? 0. I wish I heard about Pudgy Penguins when they launched. No idea. Had no idea. I missed that. I missed that. Man, I said no to NFTs. I heard about NFTs in 2020, and I was like, I don't get it. Not going to touch it. Oops. I missed out on a huge bull run with that. Thoughts on BitTensor having matter? Halvings don't matter for other cryptos nearly as much as for Bitcoin, if they matter at all. Litecoin has a halving. That nothing ever happens with Litecoin's halving. But I like Tau. I did say Tau looks good right now. I already looked at it. Can you check Uni? Uni's close to resistance. All right, user 506. You did message me already once, right? I mean, I hate doing one-on-ones, and because I hate it, it's pretty expensive. So it would be $150 for half an hour and $300 for an hour. That's how much I hate it. But you want to do a one-on-one, send me a message. Ugh. I dread it so much. I hate talking on the phone. That's fine. Okay. All right. Send me a message. Thoughts on TARS? I haven't looked at TARS in a bit. Yeah, pin link. Give it some time with pin link. Not yet. I have been DCAing into HEEHEE, FYI. Just so you know. I have no problem buying that early before it rips really hard. All right, TARS. Yeah, TARS is just still just chopping. It's quite a wild chop. It's been chopping since June. I mean, the bottom it's not going lower than all that much lower than this. At some point, I'm sure it'll break out. Ponky, if there is ever anything that I am not going to do, it's a free consultation, considering how much I dread it. But nice try. Celestia's garbage. Celestia, can I look? I'll look at it. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't touch Celestia. Sure, maybe it'll get up to $4 or something. Can you check Uni? I already checked Uni. It's getting close to resistance, but I really like Uniswap's chart. I just joined. Do you think there's still a chance for altcoin to go bullish? Yes, a good chance. XDC is a sleeper. XDC is another one. I mean, it looks bottomed out. Might bore you to death, but then when XRP rips, XDC is going to go crazy. Already looked at Tau 3 times. When Euphoria, who knows? Fourth quarter looks really good. Really hopeful. Let's see. ICP. Yeah, ICP still doesn't look all that great, but another one, just give it some time. I'm in a long. I'm down on my long. Jasmine. I made a video on Jasmine last week. I've already mentioned it's kind of underperforming lately. I think it's going to grind for a little bit and then break out. So Quant's just hanging around, man. I'm surprised here. But I mean, another one that does look bottomed. It's not, I gave a couple projections. It's not really following either of them. That's rare. A lot of times when I give projections, they do follow. Everyone is bullish on Q4. Will they? Thank you. It's Sanazed. Everyone's bullish on Q4. Will they delay this to Q1? Nah. 70-cent XDC. I'd say that's a little bit of a stretch. It's possible. OP expectations. I don't have high expectations for OP. Another highly inflationary new utility crypto, but another one. Break through the 200-day EMA. That chart looks good. That's a good looking chart. I need to put some kind of a notification on. I'm going to be interested in OP for a long at like 78 cents. I'm adding an alert on my trading view. Yeah. Can we hope for HEEHEE to $1? No. What, 78 million or $780 million market cap? There was a time, can we hope for what, a 700x in HEEHEE? Maybe one day far into the future, But there was a time that I would have said HEEHEE to $1. But the issue was that was the very, very early stages of pumped out fun. And now we have all these meme coins. So Superfly and John Mark, thanks for the follow. $25 near. I tend to think not. I think near is just going to do a retrace. But I'm in a near long. I'm very bullish on it. 358 is possible. Yeah. All right. Let me see near 296. Yeah, I'm just my play on this is just getting beyond its 2024 peak. So maybe a 618 retrace. That would be $13. Fetch, not touching older AI cryptos. They've already had their 100x's. Zero interest in that. I have zero interest in that. I am probably I'll buy some newer AI like Tau, but the older AI they've already, people are still up massive from their bear market bottom. Why not Q1 of 2026? I mean, it could happen in Q1. I just, I've been in this long enough that the market makers will give you exactly what you're thinking about, what you're thinking is going to happen, until the point of just blind, we can only go higher, and then they'll pull the rug out from you. So Q1 would be a major wrench in the system. That's not how they do it, The way that they do it is that they'll make you think it's going along exactly how you expect it to go along, and then they'll dump on you big time. So AI 16Z, give it some time, Ziomo. Not yet. A lot of those meme coins, we just need utility to pump first. What would be some good hey, what's up, Trump Rules? Good AI robotic stocks after the bull run? I don't know. I haven't looked into it at all. But I should. Yeah. Vchain, looked at IMX, looked at SUI, very bullish. And we're near that point in the live stream where it's like we're recycling. I know you guys are hopping in and out of here. Recycling comments. I've been live for over an hour. I'm hungry. I do intermittent fasting. It's time for me to break my fast. Thank you, John Mark. Guys, you got to hit the follow button on this channel. For a long time throughout 2025, I said I was your second best friend on this platform. That has now changed. I have been your best friend. I have been on point, directionally sound. All right. You've got to hit the follow button. And when I sell, I know I'm going to be gaslit, and you're going to think that no, we're going to go way higher, and you're going to call me all sorts of names. Just at least take to heart what I say. Thank you, Jamie. And maybe at least just sell some. Don't be a bag holder, please. Thank you, Mart. Don't be a bag holder again. So many of you are still way down, and it's because this market has, the market, you will be able to navigate this market well if you just have no expectations or no assumptions. And I can be helpful with that. So, all right. Thank you, guys. Have a good one. I'll see you when I see you. And then, Rob, I'll get to desync here. Boop, 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 boop. Desync. All right, not many charts on TradingView. Ugh. Oh, man, Rob. Anything can happen. This is too new. I mean, it looks like it was launched to take advantage of, the bull run to end all bull runs. I don't know their tokenomics. I don't know anything about this fundamentally. I look at a chart like this and I'm like, So anyway, that's what I got with desync. Could it pump? Sure. There's lots of options, lots of cryptos. So hit or miss. All right, see you guys.